Oh my god, are we back? No way he's back. We all thought he was a two-hit wonder, but we're back, and guess what day it is today? It's fucking arm day. It is also a beautiful day with a temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. I don't know if you could see. I woke up like 20 minutes ago. Now I'm gonna shower and go get some food, go grab some lunch. Now I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to do today, whether I want to do just a gym video like the second to last one I think that's posted, or just like the first one, just the real talk. But I think I can mix them both. I think I can do gym and real talk all in one video. So we're gonna try doing that today. I don't know if I'll be successful, but I'm confident. I believe in myself.
And we're back at the gym for an arm day. Today we're starting out with the tricep pushdowns. We're warming up with 50% of our working weight. Beautiful warm up. An optimal exercise to warm up with.
You know what I also realized? I'm wearing the same stringer I did last time we filmed. I wore it, washed it, and then wore it, and then wore it again. It's weird because stringers don't get as smelly. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, as a man, the way I check whether my clothes are clean or not is by picking it up and going, and if it doesn't smell, if it smells normal, throw it back in the fucking closet. And the stringers never smell bad.
As you can tell, some of the content in this video is recorded on site, but most of it is a voiceover because of copyright reasons.
Dude, I haven't charged this mic since I bought this mic, and it comes with a battery. That's the thing. It's not like a plug and play mic. Yeah, it comes with a battery. It's like an Xbox control. I don't know, AA. Double A? Yeah, it's like a AA battery. This camera, I've probably charged this camera like 50 times over the course of the whole camera. So imagine like how much I would have to charge the mic. That's why every time I record, I'm like, fuck, dude, is this gonna be the day?
Now we're moving on to, I think, our working set. Again, I completely forget the weights. The weights are on the screen though. Those heavy partials at the end, making sure we get every single milliliter of juice out of those fucking muscles for optimal growth. Look at Gabe's form there. Beautiful. Taking it to absolute failure like a good man.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I was watching a Sam Sulik video today to see what he does, like during the thing. Yeah, and stuff like that. I realized that every time he does a set, like in between each set, like not exercise, set, he switches the angle. I never understood why, but I think it's for viewer attention. But I think our solution to that is to just cut a lot, like not include the whole set, cut it off.
Now again, we're moving on to the second set of these tricep pushdowns. Arm days are usually my favorite. The only problem is there's about like 6 exercises in the whole arm day, which does take a little bit of time. Now here we go, Gabe doing his second set, finishing with absolute failure again. I'm trying a new color grade today on the gym footage. I hope you like it. But there we go, we slapped a 5-pound plate on the machine. But here we go, some easy reps. Really pushing that to failure. And yeah, there isn't much to say about these tricep pushdowns. You just want to remember, don't shrug your shoulders up too much. Keep your elbows relatively in the same place. Of course, when you're doing this higher weight, your elbows are gonna provide a little bit of momentum, but try to keep the form as strict as possible. Keep your back as straight as possible to avoid any weird lower back pains, and really push that weight down. Here we have Gabe doing a easy bar bicep cable curl. Damn, that's a long name. But I personally have maxed out this stack, so I've stopped doing these and I do these unilaterally now.
Good. That's as good as it gets.
Now, here is a quick tip. I use these hard-ass parts of the machine to support my elbow. So if you fold up your t-shirt like that, you can have a more comfortable resting spot. But here we go with the first set. Unilateral bicep cable curls. These are kind of facing away. Well, they are facing away, but they're elbow supported to really make sure they're as strict as possible. Using the D handle here feels really good. I tried to use the ankle strap, but it didn't work. As you can tell, these really tear your biceps into pieces. I was also throwing around, I think, semi-heavyweight for a cable exercise, and my biceps were destroyed by the end of this.
None of this audio is going to be usable because the mic's pointing that way.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So I can do this. I can rotate the mic. And now they can hear us, but it's also okay. It didn't tear. We're still intact. Stretch marks are expanding very quickly though, which is beautiful. Oh my god, this is very close up.
So yeah, this exercise is probably my current favorite for the biceps. As you can see, the biceps absolutely get pumped. The only problem is my bicep vein is still not popping out, which is making me a little depressed, but it's okay. Everything in its due time. You can tell my body's getting red just doing those bicep curls, but here we go, moving on to the side delts, the lateral delts, the most important, arguably the most important part of the delt because it really gives you that 3D look. Here is me explaining the physics behind why I can lift heavier weights on this exercise than Gabe did. And it's because the strap is closer to my elbow, meaning that the resistance is coming closer to the joint or the pivot point, if I remember correctly, meaning you can lift a heavier weight with less resistance. I personally put it at that part of my elbow because if I put it too high up on my forearm, I started noticing that I started getting a forearm pain. I think I had acute tendonitis or something, and this alleviated the pain completely and let me focus purely on the side delts. If you have one of those lateral raise machines, the ones that come with like little too big, it's on the screen right now. If you have one of those machines at the gym, I highly recommend using those instead, because it really helps you isolate those delts. But cables work just fine. Now moving on to my, I think, second set, I personally like holding on to the cable. I guess it's not really the cable, the structure that supports the cable, and leaning a little bit. It helps me really get more range of motion and feel the burn when my when my lateral shoulder head is more stretched. Hopefully achieving some more stretched mediated hypertrophy. Or what the fuck? Stretch mediated hypertrophy, increasing muscle size in the long run, hopefully. Here we have Gabe doing his sets, looking like a stud. Look at those bicep veins, holy fuck, dude, oh my god. A heroin addict's dream. The only problem with this is the setup is a little uncomfortable, but as long as you're using the ankle straps, everything is great. It feels beautiful. Here's me using a little bit of momentum, actually. I'm moving my body hella, but it's okay. I still feel the incredible burn on my side delts, meaning they're still working. And hey, throwing in some traps never killed anyone. Now, moving on to the unilateral tricep pushdowns. These are also another fan favorite of mine. Putting the elbow, you want to make sure you really stick that elbow behind your torso and really activate your scapula. I don't know if you can see it here, probably because there's still a little bit of fat on me. But you really contract all three heads of the tricep. Now, you could do this another way by putting your arm on above your head and doing overhead tricep push-ups, I guess, press up, push-downs. But the only reason I don't is because my elbow starts making some funny sounds when that happens. So we avoid those now. Here's Gabe doing it. Beautiful side profile. Oh my god, man. It's me helping him see his tricep a little bit more. Personally, I like using the ankle strap here. You can use the handle again, but I'm a big fan of these ankle straps. I really like how they feel. You can see my whole body turning red again. Absolute failure. Little assist rep by yours truly there. Now typically I'll do 3 sets for each exercise and I'll alternate. So I'll do 1 bicep, 1 tricep, 1 delt, 1 bicep, 1 tricep, 1 delt. As to ensure that I reach failure and I work each muscle group well enough and give it enough rest. Now here is a new exercise that I tried today, which is unilateral D-handle hammer curls on the cable. Crazy exercise. You can see the bicep vein pop out a little bit there. But this is actually a beautiful exercise. I actually really loved it.
Okay, so the camera battery is almost dead, but we're gonna go have dinner now. I'll charge the battery and I'll get back to you. It's beautiful as fucking. Beautiful day.
So you may notice a little bit of a difference, and that's because it is currently the 9th of February. Now, I did record the real talk on the day that this was filmed. I forgot what day it was. It was probably like the 28th, 27th maybe. So it's at the beginning, whatever. But I was editing it now, and I was watching it back, and I didn't quite think I delivered the message as concisely or as well as I thought I could have. So we're quickly retaking this video, and hopefully the end product now will be something I'm more happy with. Now the topic of this real talk is going to be discipline. I think discipline is a crucial thing and something I've been lacking for a majority of my life. But I think nowadays I have got a way better grasp on discipline than I did before, and I would like to maybe inspire at least or convince some of you to partake more in discipline. Now, I will not pretend that like I have mastered it and I'm still say quite undisciplined. Maybe I'm being a little harsh on myself, but I still use my phone a lot in bed when I could be doing other more productive things, and I haven't reached peak productivity. However, I think I understand discipline way better now, and I am currently in the process of becoming the most disciplined person I think I can and ought to be. Now, before we jump right into it, I wanted to quickly define what I think discipline is. The definition that I will be using for this real talk for what discipline is discipline is the ability to do a hard thing which you know in the long run will improve your life. That's it. Discipline is being able to do the hard thing in the short run in hopes of achieving some long-term success or long-term thing that you want to have. For example, discipline is being able to go to the gym every single day if you want a more aesthetic physique. Basic, simple definition of discipline, but I think it is the best one. Now, discipline is inherently hard because, of course, it's doing a thing not necessarily that you don't want to do, but that you recognize is difficult, or more difficult than not doing it, in hopes of improving yourself and being and putting yourself closer to maximizing your potential. I like to think of discipline, and I think this is the best strategy that I've used so far in maximizing discipline. But discipline is kind of like going to the gym, but in your head. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, traditionally, at least for hypertrophy or strength training, the gym is resistance training, right? You go to the gym, you pick a weight that's harder than normal, or I guess you could also use your own body weight as resistance for calisthenics or whatever. But basically you're acting against a force that wants to keep you mostly down, mostly gravitational. And through fighting that force and eventually overcoming that force, you are better at overcoming the resistance to that movement. Now later on, you can increase this resistance and be able to lift even more, whatever. Discipline is a similar concept. Discipline is being able to have that mental resistance. So for example, an example from today, right? I woke up and I wanted to go on Instagram, or I wanted to go on my phone and scroll through Reels for an hour, which is what I would usually, at least mostly in the past, do when I wake up. And that is the easier thing, right? That is just laying in bed and mindlessly scrolling through your phone. However, I listened to that little voice in the back of my head that told me maybe you should get up and edit. And that I did. So I had this obstacle, which was getting up and editing is more work and it is harder than not getting up and editing. And I overcame this obstacle. And the more you do this, the stronger your brain gets and the easier you'll be able to integrate it into your life. Any obstacle you face, any difficult decision you need to make is an opportunity for you to increase your discipline and mental rigidity. Any weight you lift is an opportunity to increase your muscle size, right? All of these things that we traditionally see as obstacles, all of these like, for example, let's take an extreme example. Oh, my parent just died, or oh, I just lost my house in a fire, or oh, I just had a massive divorce. We could see these difficulties and these problems as walls that now they just hit us, where we fall into the ground and we're depressed and we're crying on the floor. Or we can see these walls as obstacles that are merely there so we can overcome them and therefore be stronger. So the next wall that comes, you'll be able to jump it. You know, but then people take this to the extreme, right? I like to bring up people like David Goggins, for example, when it comes to this. Some people will then say, okay, if all difficulties and all problems are obstacles, and the more I overcome, the better I become, I ought to face obstacles, insurmountable obstacles, every single waking moment of my life. So I'll wake up, I'll run a 10K, run a half marathon, take an hour ice bath, eat a very primitive carnivore breakfast, get up, run to work, be at work for 27 hours every day, get back, make some money, kiss my 7 wives goodnight, run another half marathon, and then go to sleep. I mean, sure, like, some people can live this life. Some people can work this hard and come out on top, right? Again, look at people like David Goggins. However, you are probably not like that for the simple reason that you're watching this video, right? I don't think a person like David Goggins would be watching this video. David Goggins is probably busy doing push-ups. Now, this doesn't mean you should close this video and live his life, because we have to know ourselves, right? We have to be able to recognize that sometimes we have to stop. Sometimes we have to put the weight down, call it a day, and rest, because rest is as important as training hard. You could train hard every single day, the whole day, and you will get smaller. You will not get bigger. Your muscles will literally start breaking down, because for the simple fact that everything has its limits, including, some of you don't want to hear this, including discipline. One has to be able to recognize that it's time for a break. You know, throughout the day, I will make these difficult choices. Throughout the day, I will go to the gym and train super hard. But you fucking bet that in between sets, I'm up and I'm goofing around with my friends. Because I can't live my life like that. I can't live my life in the Sigma Batman arc where all I do is work, serious, work, serious. Like, that is not a happy life. If that's a happy life for you, then most probably you're lying to yourself. But if not, you're built different, bro. I don't know what to tell you. You know, throughout the day, I will make these difficult choices. But at the end of the day, sometimes I'll smoke some weed right before I go to sleep. Like, it is okay to take these breaks. It is okay to make your life easier sometimes, right? You don't always have to go full Giga Chad Sigma super hard for every goal. You won't achieve it, because there's this little thing that most of us, especially those who are trying to improve themselves, kind of overlook sometimes, which is burnout, right? The reason why I haven't experienced burnout yet at the gym is because, honestly, going to the gym makes me really happy. It's not this Sigma arc Batman thing where I go to the gym and I hate it, but I'm doing it because I want to get bigger, I want to get stronger, I want to get better. Like, yeah, I do want to get stronger. I do want to look better. I do want to become a better person. But I also enjoy, like, talking to my friends at the gym. I also see this gym as not only this workplace, but also this playground, right? We have to live life somewhere in the middle. You know, we can't be the drug addict in the street, like shooting up heroin every single day, and just living a incredibly hedonistic life. But we also can't be the opposite. We can't we can't lock ourselves out of any pleasure and all pleasure in the world. You know, the nofap or dopamine detox or having zero pleasures in life to truly become the strong alpha man you want to be. Like, you can do that, bro. But like, speedrun depression any percent, right? Like, you are not gonna live long living that kind of life. Now again, some of you will, some of you are built different, some of you are fucking cracked. And props to you. But if you are, I don't know why you're watching this video, because you clearly have it all down. You have it all figured out. A big part of discipline is being able to recognize what a burnout is and how much you can push yourself until you burn out, and staying away from that limit. Discipline is recognizing that discipline also has its limits. Discipline itself is not meant to be torture. You're not meant to hate it. You're meant to actually love it. You're meant to be happy. A disciplined person is not an unhappy one. A disciplined person is a happy one. You know, there's a quote that resonates a lot with me. And I've heard a couple of times from a couple of different people. I don't know the origin of it. But a man who loves walking will walk further than a man who loves a destination. If you wake up every morning and you go to the mirror and you expect to see Mr. fucking Olympia, you will be disappointed every single morning, unless your name is literally Chris Bumstead. You can't do that instantly. You can't have this expectation of the end goal. You have to look in the mirror and be happy with that 1% change you were making every single day. Now, of course, some days you'll have worse days, but look at it in the long run. Like, look at yourself 5 years ago. If you are not in a better position than you were 5 years ago, there is a serious problem there that I don't think this video will help you achieve. Maybe the rest of my YouTube channel, if I develop it more, maybe, and I hope that could help you, but you need to take a serious look at your life. But for the 99% of us, it is better, right? 5 years ago, you were objectively worse off. Whether you have increased in knowledge, whether you have increased in intelligence, you've had more experiences, and inevitably, you have to be incredibly close-minded, or let's say developmentally challenged to not improve from your experiences. Like, right, even if you don't know it consciously, you have learned things throughout these years and you have become a better person. You know, we have to fall in love with the daily improvement. You have to love the journey. You have to. Without loving the journey, you will not reach that end goal. It doesn't matter how much you fucking love the end goal, it just won't be attainable. You'll never reach it. The difference between me, a guy who works out 6 to unfortunately 7 days a week, sometimes, at the gym, and a guy who goes to the gym fucking 7 days a week for like 2 weeks and then stops going, is that I love going to the gym. I love going to the 3 hours that it takes me to do the gym every day. I love sitting at the end of the day and looking over my progress spreadsheet and putting all those little numbers in. I've trained myself to love this because I recognize that without this love, without this passion for the everyday challenge of getting up and going to the gym, I'm not doing it. There's no way I would still be going to the gym if I didn't love it. I will look in the mirror and be like, yo, I'm smaller today than yesterday. And? Why does that mean I can't work out? Working out is fun. I love working out. It's a beautiful thing. And this is a lot coming from me because I am a guy who loves the sprint as opposed to the jog. I love the making incredible progress in a short amount of time, right? I mean, look at me now, before and after going to the gym. Like, I've been working out for like 4 months, and I've made a lot of progress because I've devoted myself to it. But I also recognize that this is a long game. My biggest flaw, maybe not anymore, but definitely before, my greatest flaw was that I couldn't play the long game. I can't wait. Like, look at me. I'm 19, and I've already like accumulated like insane experiences that like most people wouldn't until their 30s. Like, I've been in like 3 long-term relationships where I've lived with my partner, basically all 3 of them. I've written book-length research documents on politics, on philosophy, on even things like genetics. I literally, as a 17 to 17-year-old, I had debates with PhD geneticists on like race realism. What the fuck was I doing? I don't like wasting time. I don't like waiting for the right moment. I like doing that shit now. And that's something I've always had. I've never had patience for the long run. But of course, I've also been an incredibly depressed person, because my lack of patience also makes me really upset that I haven't reached the top level of whatever I'm doing. Because I am not at the top 1% yet of what I am doing. I am depressed. And that's why I can't do that anymore. That's why I'm happy now that I've stopped looking at it that way. Yeah, maybe I'm not in the top 1% of fucking athletes in the world. Maybe I'm not the top 1% of bodybuilders in the world. But I am in the top 1% of bodybuilders every single day. I make more progress every day at the gym than a majority of people. I know that. I have that win. The daily win. That win is far more important than the long run win. It's because I make that conscious decision that every single day I'm going to wake up, I'm going to be 1% better than the day I was before. You know, some days we have those failures, some days we have those setbacks, but you are more than that setback. I mean, when you look back and you look at the mountains that you fucking climbed, it is insane. Again, going back to the previous video, my experiences with depression, like, on God, I did not think I was going to be alive at 18. Like, the fact that I'm just alive right now is an incredible accomplishment that I'm really proud of. But this all goes back to discipline. It all goes back to overcoming those small obstacles every single day, and that's how you build that mental fortitude. Discipline isn't just the grind. It's not just grinding until you fucking die, right? But it's also not doing nothing. Discipline exists somewhere in the middle. You know, we have a duty, a moral obligation to ourselves to become the best version of ourselves that we can be. And one cannot achieve that, most cannot achieve that by fully committing to this grind sigma Batman mindset. It's not achievable, it's not doable, it's not feasible, it's not possible. We ought to live our lives somewhere in the middle. The middle is where virtue lies. I don't know if Aristotle said this or any other philosopher, but I'm saying this shit now, okay, boy? Life and victory and happiness, fulfillment, all good that you can imagine exists right in the fucking middle. Pleasures exist in the extremes, but that long-term pleasure, that long-term fulfillment is always in the middle. Like I think I've said before, probably not on video, but definitely fucking somewhere, one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life was starting to smoke weed. It opened up a part of my mind that I thought was always going to be inaccessible and I never wanted to access, and I haven't regretted that a day in my life. But one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life too was to cut out weed and to at least moderate it. Now you say, how can starting something and also ending it both be the best things? Discipline isn't this one size fits all. Discipline has to be applied to every individual case. Personally for me, I was very lucky that my relationship with weed has always been pretty healthy. I never saw weed as an escapist tool. I mean, that's why I don't even drink. I don't remember the last time I drank. Probably like a fucking winter break? No, I don't think I even drank on winter break. Maybe a sip of champagne. I don't like alcohol. Alcohol, I see, and I think objectively is an escapist drug. I've never met anyone that drinks alcohol to remember. It's always to forget. However, with weed, I think weed is somewhat the opposite. I mean, you can use it as an escapist drug, and of course I have occasionally throughout my life. But in the most part, 98% of the time that I'm smoking, I'm doing it in a healthy manner. I am not trying to forget, I am trying to explore more. I use it as an introspective tool more than anything else. Now, of course, you will say, but you can just meditate. Yeah, bro, like, I could meditate for the next 10 years of my life to reach the same place that I can by smoking a J. But why? Why am I gonna, like, that is an unnecessarily difficult thing to do. Yes, weed isn't the best for your brain, especially fucking American weed. That shit makes you schizophrenic. However, I've noticed no cognitive decline, I've noticed no speed, I've noticed no memory problems, I've noticed no difficulties or problems that have arisen from weed. And remember, all problems are obstacles if you have the tools to overcome them, okay? But no, I'm not addicted to weed. I can literally stop whenever I want to. Okay. I recognize that most addicts say that, but I literally stop whenever I want to. Whenever I recognize that weed isn't good anymore, I stop smoking. Because at the end of the day, I'm smoking weed because I love myself and I want to improve myself. And, you know, if it's damaging me, there's literally no logic behind doing it. I think alcohol is more damaging than weed, at least for me. That's why I don't drink. That's why I don't enjoy drinking. Why am I gonna do something that is hurting me? Like, there's no logical sense behind it. Again, I don't feel like I need to justify my consumption of weed, but I feel like there's a lot of people out there that aren't doing things like... Again, I don't feel the need to justify my smoking of the cannabis. However, I think it is an important lesson, right? Work hard, play hard, rest hard. We ought to... We have that duty to ourselves to improve ourselves, but I can't improve myself if I'm not resting the adequate amount, right? If I'm not chilling enough, I'm not improving enough. And I think, again, going back to it, I think discipline is all about tailoring your own discipline to your own goals. Currently, I think my greatest goal as of filming this is filming and editing and producing quality content that I can upload onto the interwebs and be proud of. Because again, I've lived my whole life consuming. I want to start producing. I've had enough of consuming other people's dog shit content, okay? I'm gonna make some dog shit content now. It's my turn. But I can't be doing that if I'm baked all of the time. This real talk would have gone very differently if I didn't go outside before, if I didn't sit by the trees, eat a little something, and write a broad overview of what I was gonna do. If instead I was at home, well, where I am now, and I was just hitting my pen and then talking, like, this would have been a very different conversation. But to meet this goal, I don't really have to take 7 ice baths a day. I don't have to run a marathon every single day to meet this goal. That's just not interesting to me. That's just not part of becoming the best version of myself. Maybe later on in life, I will adjust my goals to fit that, and I will adjust my behavior to partake more in stuff like that. But right now, fucking irrelevant. I don't care. Why am I gonna do that? Remember this duty to yourself. Becoming the best version of yourself is a duty. You must do that. It's not a, oh, maybe I want to improve. No, self-improvement is an absolute duty, a foundational duty that we all have to ourselves. And if you can't accomplish that with your current behavior, then it might be fucking time to change it. So I want to end this real talk with some actionable advice that you can implement into your day-to-day life. Because of course I can give you as many platitudes as you want, but listening to this won't make a difference to your life. So I do want to make a genuine difference in other people's lives, and I hope this video has somewhat done that. But the last thing I want to say is, the next time you think to yourself, I have this project due, or I have to edit, or I have to make this, or I have to do this or that, and I don't feel like doing it. I don't feel like going to the gym today. Today I'm low-key tired or whatever. You make up whatever excuse you want. If it's valid, so be it. But you know, you secretly, deep down, you know what is a valid excuse and what isn't. So be true to yourself next time. Really think, like, why? Why am I making that choice? You know? Would you rather do the hard thing right now and live an easy life afterwards because of the fortitude that you have built for your mind and the discipline that you've built? Would you rather do the easy thing now and live a hard life of depression and pain and regret? Would you rather wake up today, go to the gym, and then have some dinner, talk to your friends, and smoke some weed after? Or would you rather smoke some weed, eat some food, look at yourself in the mirror, think you're a fat piece of shit, a dirty pig, and go to sleep and cry yourself to sleep? It's your decision, man. It's your fucking life. The only thing I can really say is that the latter is far better than the former. As someone who's been through both, I can highly advise that you should probably go to the gym. You should probably work hard, and then you can do the same things after, right? You can have fun. You can go out and drink. You can stay in and smoke. Just remember, nobody's gonna take care of you if you don't take care of yourself. You are the #1 person in your life, and you are the #1 person you should be taking care of. Like they say on fucking flights, put on your own mask before you help someone else. You got this, brother. Hang in there. I believe that in the end, you will pull through whatever you're going through right now, and you will be a better person because of it. Tomorrow, wake up and think, no, commit to becoming a better version than you were the day before. But yeah, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you've improved in some way because of this conversation. I know I have. even these conversations, even talking to other people about it, really helps ingrain it into my own mind and improve myself. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I hope you achieve everything that you want to achieve in your life. And if no one else believes in you, I believe in you. Oof.